What's happening, guys? Matt here from Project Unbroken. So today, not long ago, I got a comment from a gentleman, and he was basically asking me, when did you feel like you were straight? He was talking about my Suboxone tapering program, and he said, when did you feel like you had everything sorted out? And it got me thinking, and I know that I went a little bit deeper, and this video is going to go a little bit deeper into his question than I know that he had intended or that he was looking for, but it had me really thinking about it. And something I want you guys to realize, like when I started looking at the tapering process and I started looking at the timeline of when I was going to feel better, I think when it started, I looked at recovery or being recovered, whatever that is, as a time when I was always happy. I thought that I was going to get to a certain point and everything was sunshine and rainbows. I think subconsciously I wanted that, and I know I wanted that because those are the reasons that I used to use. I remember talking to a family member one time while I was in the midst of my addiction, and I just always wanted to be happy. I don't like conflict. I mean, as most humans, I'm a creature of comfort. I don't like stress, and for a long time I didn't manage it very well, and I had a tough time managing my emotions, and I couldn't deal with relationship turmoil well. Even like a simple argument with, you know, a close family member, an immediate family member, would like drive me fucking nuts. I couldn't deal with the stress or the pressure of somebody being disappointed in me or mad at me. So I used to use whatever I could get my hands on, whether it was, you know, alcohol or pills or coke or heroin, to escape from that feeling of, again, whatever the flavor of the day was. If I got bad grades, or I failed a class, or I just wasn't up to par on something that I knew I should be up to par on, or at least pulling my own weight. If I couldn't handle that, because I couldn't handle that, I would use, and it would temporarily make me feel better, but I would spiral out of control, and everything would get worse and worse and worse. And this was an ongoing cycle for many years of my life that made my life completely unmanageable. But this question got me thinking, and when he asked it, I never even really thought about this until he asked the question, like, you know, when was everything good? I'm still working on it. And, you know, something I realize now that is helpful for me to look at, I guess, just with a new set of eyes, is really the day-to-day stressors or issues that I have a tough time dealing with are still present every single day. And, you know, maybe now in my life they're even amplified because, you know, the stakes are a little bit higher. I'm a business owner. I have employees. I have a family that I need to take care of. But I manage the stress and the emotions and the, you know, whatever comes along with it in a much healthier way, and I try to face those things head on. But again, for a long time, I wanted life to be perfect, and I expected, again, my recovery, I expected it to be some sort of oasis, I guess, in a way. And as the days went by, and, you know, heroin and, you know, substance abuse started to slowly become a thing of my past, I started to understand that those things weren't going away, and it was just every step I made in the right direction was a good one, and it was a good day. And there's, you know, more things that I have to be proud of myself for, you know, even small, simple, day-to-day decisions, which are really the things, the building blocks that make our life what it is in the present moment. And there's, you know, more things for me to smile about or be happy about. And I think that's what recovery is. You know, if I were to ask you, you know, what was the day or what was the instance when you became a drug addict. It would probably be really hard for you to put your finger on an exact day. It's, you know, wherever you're at in your life, it's a culmination of hundreds of millions of small decisions that you make every single day. And it's not just one decision or one act or one moment that defines you as an addict. And it's the same thing moving forward. Like, from where I am now, there was not one day or one moment where I woke up where I realized, like, oh, you know what? I am recovered or recovering or whatever you want. I'm good. It's just a small, or it's a million small decisions. It's a million small moments, and it's a culmination of all those moments through your entire life that bring you to where you are. And, you know, this also gives me hope for everybody out there who is going through this process and they're maybe not at a great spot in it at the moment. But I wouldn't have such an awesome life if it weren't through the bad decisions that I made either. I wouldn't know half of what I know today. I wouldn't be able to do the things that I can do today. I wouldn't have so many things. Just, you know, the adversity that I had to go through that was self-induced through bad decisions to get me to where I am today is invaluable to me. There's nothing I could do to give myself the tools that heroin addiction has given me to use in my day-to-day life now for good, and, you know, to help others, to help my family have a great life, and for us to enjoy each other, and for us to, you know, just try to make a positive impact on this world. And you guys have that same ability. And, you know, some of you might know it, some of you might not know it yet, but it's there. Like, it's 100% there. And right now, you know, for many of you who may be watching this, or for somebody who's watching this for a loved one who's going through it, the decision-making process, or those small decisions, they may not seem like a big deal at the time for you or for that person, but it's okay. You're still learning from these decisions, and they're still going to be valuable, and you're still going to be able to take the lessons from whatever decision you decide to make, and you're going to be able to use it for good. What you need to try to do is remember that every single small decision that you make has an impact on the direction that you're moving in the future. And I know it's not easy, and they're not all going to be perfect, but if you relate it to something as simple as going to the gym, if I go to the gym right now and I work out for an hour and I come home and I look in the mirror, I'm not going to see any difference. And if I go to the gym tomorrow and I work out for another hour and I come home, I won't see any difference. And for me, it's been that way for the last 10 years. But somewhere along the line, I started to get in better shape. I don't know when it was. I can't pinpoint the exact day that I started to notice a difference in the way I looked or felt or anything like that. But it's the same thing. It's the consistency is more important than maybe the perfection of it. So, you know, you don't have to be perfect. You know, you want to strive to make good decisions, but just remember, if you're making more good decisions than bad, you're heading in the right direction, at least. And it's just something you guys need to keep in mind. Instead of putting so much weight on recovery or sobriety or getting out of your addiction or whatever bad circumstance you might find yourself in, don't look at maybe the big picture. It can be overwhelming sometimes. Instead, just think about the next decision you need to make. Like, am I going to go upstairs and have a drink? Or am I going to go upstairs and use? Or am I not? And, you know, it's a very simple black and white yes or no answer, and the power is in your hands which direction you want to take it in. And, you know, again, if you're looking at that big picture, it might not seem like one decision has an impact on that. But if you just look at it and you're like, well, right now I can either do this or not do it, and you make the right decision, it's going to put you in a different place than if you chose the other option. So when you guys are, you know, thinking about your recovery and your path to recovery, you know, it's not going to be a certain day. It's not going to be a certain moment. It's not going to be a singular memory that's going to stick out in your mind as the time when you went from being an addict to not being an addict, or whatever change you're going to make. It's going to be the gradual shift from your life right now, and where the decisions you make over the next 24 hours, 7 days, 52 weeks, 3 years, whatever it is, like whatever decisions you make in that time it's going to be the deciding factor of where you find yourself. And I promise you, the changes are, it's crazy. Like, you'll look back and you're like, when did this all happen? Like, what? And like I said, it's just going to be impossible for you to pinpoint that date, because it's just a series of thousands and millions of little decisions that you make in your day-to-day life. But the nice thing to know is the only one that you need to worry about right now is the next decision. So I'm glad you decided to watch this video. Again, Project Unbroken is here to try to help people going through any bad times in their lives, whether it's, addiction or bad relationships or just any negative situation that they feel stuck in. We're trying to give some insight to what we went through in an effort to help people get out of it a little bit easier. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments. We appreciate all the love that you guys give us, and it means the world to us. So do us a favor, share this video, like, subscribe, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Take care.